Always a pleasure having my next guest on the show. It's Loopy Godinez, who will be back in action at UFC 287 on April the 8th when she takes on Cynthia Calvillo. Loopy, how are you?
Really good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. As I was saying before we went live, it's nice to have you back on the show. I feel like I haven't spoken to you in a long time, but I mean, you're so used to taking these short notice fights and just jumping in there, whenever anyone needs an opponent. Has it been nice to kind of have some time away and just do your thing and rebuild as you come back to the octagon?
Yeah, I love fighting. I will fight every weekend if I could, as I always say, right? But sometimes I do need some time for me to get better, to add new tools, to just to be a better athlete, right? Just in general. And I do feel like this time off it really benefit me a lot. I feel a lot more mature, a lot more, my body's stronger, faster, better. So I'm really excited to step back in and show the world what all the changes that I have made.
So all this time off, has it just been geared around training and becoming a mixed martial artist, or have you done anything for yourself? Maybe like taking a vacation or taking some time away to let your body heal?
No, all I've been doing is training. I move into a new home. So I'm really happy, and that's about it. All my focusing has been training, and it's all I've been doing.
Where do you live now? Did you change addresses as far as cities or states? Or are you still in the same area?
No, I'm still in the same area, just like a new apartment. Yeah.
Very good. And as far as this camp goes, how has it been thus far? Anyone new around you to help you get ready for Cynthia?
Well, Sarah Kaufman has been my number one training partner. I've been training with her every single day for this one. By the time I step into the cage, it's gonna be about 15 weeks, I believe, or 14 weeks. Like since I knew about the fight, so we've been training together all these weeks, and it have really helped me a lot. So of course I got my wrestling coach, jiu-jitsu coach, a striking coach. I'm working with a new boxing coach. I got my strength conditioning. I got Sarah Kaufman. Like, it's just cannot get better than this, and my sisters, obviously. It's just cannot get better. Like, I feel amazing.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk to you too about your last couple of fights because I haven't spoken to you since before then. And your win over Carnelossi was amazing. I mean, you got a lot of high praise for that performance, and rightfully so. After that fight, leading into the short notice fight with Angela Hill, was your confidence at an all-time high right there after all the skill set, the evolution that you showed in that win over Carnelossi?
Yeah, but I mean, I haven't talked about this too much. But after the at the Carnelos's fight, I hurt my hip, so I couldn't train properly, and I couldn't wrestle. Obviously, I couldn't push off of my foot and stuff. And then by the time I go off for Angela for October, I believe, I was like, oh, I'll be fine. Yes, I'll take it. I was getting clear to start training again. And then they called me back after a week, and they're like, hey, you want to take in 2 weeks? That card, it was getting pretty slim, and they needed fighters and fights. And I'm always game, I'm not scared. Like, I'm not scared to step into the cage. And I knew I wasn't 100% like my body, but mentally, I'm okay. Well, I want to take this. I'm a fighter, and no matter what, I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm still a fighter, right? That's my job. So if they call me and they need me, it's hard for me to say no.
Sure. But I'm sure your goal ultimately is to, win that belt, right? And so you need to string together as many wins as you can to get to that point. Looking back at it now, do you feel like it would have been smart to just wait a little bit longer to fight Angie, or do you still not regret, taking that short notice fight?
Oh no, I don't regret anything. I learned a lot from that fight, honestly. Lose or winning or losing. I learned a lot, and now it's gonna be a bit different. Of course, the goal is to get to the belt, so I cannot be taking like fights like that. Um, So yeah, from now on, I'll just make sure I have my full camp. I have a 15 weeks or 14 weeks for this one, so I'm hoping I can come back, soon after this one. Depends how everything goes. But yeah, like 15 weeks is a long time, so I can sneak in like 3 fights.
Absolutely. Yeah, no doubt about that. Well, as far as the Angela Hill fight goes, you had her hurt early. How close did you feel like you were to getting her out of there? Do you feel like maybe if you would have done one thing versus another, you could have finished her? Is that something that you think about?
Yeah, like if I just kept pressuring, like keep the pressure on her, like just like that, but a little bit more, could it be better? But as I say, I wasn't training, so of course it's hard to, your cardio, and like it's just a different game.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
What was it like fighting in San Diego? How did you feel for the crowd, the energy?
Oh, it was amazing. I love it there. It's such a nice place. Definitely, I want to go back there for sure.
And this time you're going to be fighting in Miami. I mean, how excited are you to fight on this card? I mean, this is a monster pay-per-view, UFC 287, some really big time fights at the top of the bill there. How pumped are you for this opportunity to fight a veteran in Cynthia?
Oh, I'm so happy. I watched Cynthia, long, like she's been around for quite a bit, so I'm really excited to step into the cage with her. She seems like a nice girl, but once we step in there, it's all business, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
And Loopy, she's on a 4-fight skid, so she's coming in there hungry to keep her job in the UFC. And granted, the competition she's been in there with is very high level. Andrea Lee, Jessica Andrade, Chukagian, so she's been in there with the best of the best. Do you feel like her game has slipped at all over time, or do you feel like she's still that elite fighter that she was, maybe a couple of years ago?
Well, you're getting older, and sometimes it's hard to keep up with, with the younger generation. I'm hoping, and I'm assuming she's gonna come out strong and try to, keep her job. She's fighting for her job, as you say. So yeah, I'm ready for whatever, whatever she wants to, play with. I'll be ready. I'll be there, and we will dance together.
Give me a couple of predictions here. Who do you see winning the middleweight title fight between Adesanya and Pereira?
I want to say Pereira is winning again.
Really? Okay. So do you think he's just going to catch him, or do you feel like it'll go deep into the fight, or you think it could be early? What do you think as far as that goes?
I wanna give a fourth round. Fourth
Or-
round.
So you
Yeah.
just think he has Izzy's number?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think it's a mental thing maybe with Adesanya, because we've never seen him really have so much trouble with other fighters? He's wiped out the division before, Alex.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's in his head. Obviously anything can happen, but I think he's in his head. It's not the first time or the second time, right?
Right.
So,
Okay, fair enough. Burns Masvidal, who do you think wins the co-main?
oh, I'm gonna say Masvidal.
Really? Okay. So
Yeah,
do you see this going the distance, or do you think he finishes Burns?
I'll say second round. Finish second round.
Okay. All right. So we got some exciting fights. No more exciting than you and Cynthia. Those are a couple of big ones that I know a lot of fans are looking forward to. Lupi, I also wanted to get your take on Alexa Grasso upsetting Valentina Shevchenko. I have to admit, I didn't see it coming. I feel like a lot of people feel the same way that I did. Just what was your overall takeaway on that performance and how she looked?
Oh my gosh! Like I knew she was gonna win. I trained with them. She's my friend, and of course I train with Francisco Grasso, and the way they train and the way they do things um is to the T, that like I just knew she was gonna win. Like my friends was like, oh, I want to bet in Alexa. I'm like, I'm not telling you to put money anywhere, but yes, she's going to win. And it's like, oh no, how do you know? Blah blah blah. I'm like, well, I've been there. I know how they train. So yeah, like a lot of people put some money in, and they're like, oh dang, thanks. I'm like, no problem. Yeah, I'm so happy for her. She deserves it. That team is such an amazing team, and every time I go there, I just feel like that's my second home, you know, like there's like they work so hard, like they, yeah, I saw her walking out and I saw in her eyes, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, this, like, she's going to win. So like I was so nervous. I was like just watching like this. I couldn't even move. She won, and then I was still like this, like, okay, that's over. Yes. Just get so nervous.
I can only imagine what it's like when you have a friend that has, you know, such a big fight, a title fight with what a lot of people feel like, you know, her and Amanda Nunes are the greatest female mixed martial artists that we've ever seen. And I'm just going to be transparent with you. I bet on Shevchenko, so I lost a little bit of money. But you know what? I couldn't be any happier for Grasso because she just seems like a good human being.
Yeah.
The rematch seems like that's going to be what's next. What adjustments do you see Shevchenko making in the second fight?
Oh, I know she's gonna come strong, you know, to Alexa. Uh, she may do a lot of wrestling, I will say, I will think. But it's okay. I'm going to Mexico to do wrestling with Alexa.
So
We got this. Yeah, I think that's, you know, that's one of the things that she's gonna do. But I just like Alexa's gonna be ready for that. Um, we know, like, it's more likely she's gonna come out wrestling a little bit more wrestling. We saw that the power of Alexa, like how powerful Alexa is when she hits, right, and she's really precise. So there is gonna be, you know, she's gonna come out heavy wrestling, but Alexa and her team and everyone is like, it's just like the coach probably knows already the game plan and everything.
so do you think she finishes Valentina when they rematch?
You know, I know how hard she's working, and I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be a hard. I think it's gonna be hard to take the belt of Alexa. She's in a role. She's on how do you say, on the she's on the pit now.
Okay.
So once you get done and once you are in tune, like, it's hard to, you know, for some, yeah.
I'm excited to see her back in there. She looked phenomenal beating Shevchenko, winning the belt. As far as moving forward goes, you said that you're going to go work on your wrestling and everything with her. I'm assuming that it won't be before this fight, April the 8th. It'll probably be afterwards, correct?
Oh yeah, after, yeah, in a few months, I definitely going back there. I, as I say, I love it there. You know, the weather, the food, the people, and it's just my second home. Like I just love them so much. I love training with them.
Fantastic. Now, Cynthia Calvillo, again, she's a veteran. She's on a 4-fight losing streak. We already spoke about that earlier. When you look at what she brings to the table, Loopy, what kind of a fight do you think you're going to have here at UFC 287?
I'm gonna dominate the whole thing. Yeah, I'm looking for a finish, of course, but it's just gonna be pure domination by me. I believe so.
Is there one area of her game that you think that she can test you, or do you feel like regardless where the fight goes, you're just going to be getting the better of her, be one step ahead?
Oh yeah, I'll be. I'm gonna be a step ahead. You know, I've been putting a lot of work. Even before I knew about this fight, I was already training hard, as if, you know, I kind of expected to have something sooner. So, and I'm always training, and I have gone so much better since my last fight too. Is I'm just completely different. I add so many things, new things in my game, in, you know, in my camp. So yeah, I'm excited.
Are you going to be disappointed if you don't finish her?
I won't be disappointed because it's just gonna be a pure domination by me.
All right. Well, I'm excited to see you back in there, Loopy. Like I said earlier, it's been far too long. I'm so used to seeing you compete regularly. So I know the UFC fans out there are clamoring, waiting to see you back in there. Again, April 8th, UFC 287. Loopy Godinez back in action against Cynthia Calvillo. As always, I really appreciate your time. It's a pleasure talking to you. Before we do sign off, I want to give you the floor. Please tell people where they can follow you on social media. If you have anyone to thank, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Yeah, well, thanks for having me. And I just want to say thank you to all my team, everyone that is been following me, everyone that has been working with me. I really appreciate you guys. And yeah, follow me on Instagram, Loopy Godinez, or Facebook. And that's it.